I absolutely love mindful writing. Now, obviously, I would love that as a writer and a meditation teacher, but there are just so many things that you can get out of combining mindfulness and meditation with writing. Do you write or meditate or do both? Either way, when you combine writing with meditation, you're going to see some really, really, really good things. So, here's why you should definitely do this. For a starter, mindful writing is, in my experience, and science backs this up, one of the most relaxing things that you can do. It's a really easy way of meditating and of being mindful. And it trains your mind to be in the moment, to notice things, and to appreciate life. So that's what mindful writing does for your mind. And if you're a writer, then mindful writing is also really going to boost your writing abilities because you're going to be more aware of your mind during your writing process. You're also going to be more able to express what you're thinking and what you're feeling, which of course is very important for writers, and you're just going to be generally more aware. So there are so many things to get out of mindful writing, and I've written more about the benefits of this in my article, which you can click the link below to read that. So, how do you do mindful writing? Well, simple. There are 8 top mindful writing exercises that are my absolute favorite mindful writing exercises, and I'm going to tell you each of them starting right now. Number 1, stream of consciousness mindful writing. Now, if you're a writer, you obviously know about stream of consciousness writing, and if you're not, this is basically the process through which you basically go nuts on a piece of paper and just let everything flow out. You just write away. So imagine you're sitting there, a piece of paper in your hand, or you're at your keyboard or whatever, and you're just letting thoughts flow through your mind directly into words on the page. And that's a very cathartic thing to do. It lets you let go with anything that's in your mind. So, how you do this mindfully is you sit at your piece of paper or at your keyboard. Take a moment to be aware of yourself and of your body and of how you're feeling, and then channel all your consciousness into the process of writing. Just start writing, mindfully focus on the process of these ideas flowing through your mind, through your hands, into your words on the page, and just let everything out. Too often in life, we're stuck, aren't we? We got all these ideas in our minds, all these crazy thoughts, feelings and things. We get caught up in stuff in life, and sometimes we just need to be like a tidal wave and let it all go. And that's what stream of consciousness writing lets you do. It lets you just get rid of all that stuff. Let it come flowing out of you, out of your mind. It's like a cathartic emptying of everything that's going on in your mind, which is often a lot. So that's number 1. The second type of mindful writing is a really, really enjoyable type of mindful writing. You're gonna be so happy after you do this. Okay, so you may or may not know that psychologists, and particularly positive psychologists who study happiness and things that make us feel positive, they've proven that one thing you can do to make yourself much more happier is to appreciate beauty in all its forms. For instance, you're in your garden and you're appreciating the beauty of flowers and of nature. Or if you're a cat lover like me, you've got your cat on your lap and you're just appreciating how beautiful your cat is, or animals are, or anything like that. Anything that you find personally beautiful, appreciate it and it'll make you happy. Now, what the heck does that have to do with mindful writing? What am I going on about here, Paul? Okay, so here's how this becomes mindful writing. Basically, you just write about the beauty that you see around you. Now, I love to sit by the ocean, or rather, I mean, I'm in Hamilton, Ontario, so it's actually a lake. I'm being a bit generous, lake, or in my garden, and just write about the things that I see that are particularly beautiful. You know, a particular flower, or I love birds. So if there's a particular bird that is sitting in my garden, I'll just mindfully write about it, just observe it, and mindfully describe it. And that makes you more aware of beauty and of all those positive things that are going on around you. And you're going to feel so happy if you just do that for 5 to 10 minutes. I challenge myself to write 1,000 words very, very quickly about all the beautiful things that are going on around me. And that makes me so very happy. So that is number 2. Now, number 3 is kind of like, have you heard about the meditation technique called Vipassana? It's one of the main forms of Buddhist meditations, very important meditation. In fact, I have a video on my channel about this type of meditation, so check that out. Now, Vipassana is about mindfully observing what's going on in your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, and body sensations, etc. You're just mindfully observing things. So, you can turn this into a mindful writing experience very easily. All you do is sit, close your eyes, focus on your mind. Oh, I've gone into meditative voice now. and write the things that go through your mind. It's like you're transcribing your mind. And you are going to gain so much insight when you do this. In fact, Vipassana is entirely about insight. And if you do Vipassana already, try this, because I think you'll get more out of this than you do out of traditional Vipassana, okay? So just write what is going through your mind. And that is number 3. I have to refer to my phone to read my own article to remind myself what number 4 is. Oh yeah. Number 4 is a mindful writing journey through your own body. Well, that sounds kind of kinky. Anyway, so this is an experience in which you basically do a body scan meditation while writing down anything that you experience in your body. So, for instance, if you do body scan, this is a very important, very popular meditation technique in which you basically scan your consciousness through your body, starting from the crown of your head to all the way down to your feet and then back up. Now, when you do this as a writing exercise, you basically just make notes of the way in which of the sensations that you're feeling. So if you feel a particular way in a part of your body, like you have a tension, a headache behind your eyes, then you would write the way that that's feeling. Now this is more a mindful writing exercise for writers. And the reason why is because if you write novels, then this is going to train you to be more able to express what characters are feeling. You're going to be more aware of the sensations that occur in the body, your own body, but thereby you'll also be more aware of what might be happening in your character's body and how to express that. So if you write novels and you're really trying to create some very descriptive writing of how your characters are feeling, this is going to be massive for that. It's going to make you so much better at doing that. So, as I said, mindfully meditate on your body, and when you find a sensation occurring in your body, make a note of it and write it as though you were writing a novel, as though you were describing how a character is feeling. That is going to massively improve your ability to express what your characters feel in your novel writing. So, number 5. 1 minute, I have to again read my own article on thedailymeditation.com to remind myself what it is, what number 5 is. Oh yeah. So number 5, this is huge for self-acceptance. So many people, because of the media and because we're constantly fed all this crap from photoshopped images and, you know, pictures of people who look perfect even though they're anything but, and all this crap that the media feeds us, because of that, a lot of people have self-image problems. And this mindful writing experience is gonna help people to accept themselves, which is so important because we should all love ourselves. Dalai Lama, right, said, nobody deserves your compassion more than yourself. And that's so true. You deserve your love more than anyone else does. Or at least equally. Everyone, the point is everyone deserves our love, right? Including us. So, to do this fifth mindful writing exercise, what you do is sit and meditate. Just take a moment to meditate. I'm going back into meditative voice now because this happens to me every time I close my eyes. So you're meditating, then you're going to meditate for 5-10 minutes. And then what you're going to do is very objectively write about yourself. Non-judgmentally, okay? If you happen to think, well, I'm really a bit useless and I could lose some weight, don't write that. That's just being nasty to yourself, and bullying's never cool, especially when it's to yourself. So you're just going to write about yourself, what you're doing in the moment, how you're feeling in the moment, etc., etc. What this is going to do is train your mind to be less judgmental about yourself, more accepting, and you're going to see yourself as the person that you are and what you are, as opposed to all those million judgmental negatives that flow through the average person's mind. In fact, if you suffer from negative thinking, I've got a video on my channel specifically designed to stop negative thinking, so you can also use that. Numero 6 is, I love this one. If you are very much about consciousness and developing your consciousness, then this mindful writing is going to be so good for you. Okay, with this technique, all you do is start writing based on the writing prompt, the light touches. Okay, the light touches. So what you do, start writing the light touches. Let your mind go to a source of light, sorry, not a source, go to wherever, whatever you notice light touching. So for instance, right now, I'm looking at my webcam right here to look at you guys, and it's got this little light on it. So I'm just going to start with this little light on my webcam. And that is what the light touches. And I'm going to start writing about that. This aqua blue light curving around the glass webcam. And then you see, now I'm talking about the webcam itself, right? So what you're doing, you're following the light consciously and describing the things that the light is moving around and how it's moving around. Now, what this is going to do is by following light and observing how light interplays amongst physical objects, you're really meditating on your sense of sight, and you're massively boosting your mindfulness, your present moment awareness. So if you do this, if you continue to follow the light and describe what the light is touching and how light is interplaying with your environment, you're going to become so much more conscious and more aware. If you try this for 5-10 minutes, I promise at the end of it, you're going to feel just so much more alive. You know, that's the word, alive. You're going to feel so much more alive. So that is number 6. Number 7 is to observe and eliminate distractions. Okay, so this is really big for productivity, actually. So let's say you're sitting there and you're trying to write your novel, which, if you're like me, you might have been trying to do for years and years and years. I've been on my novel for a while. Anyway, so whenever you're trying to work, there's constantly distractions, right? And what we do, what the average person does with distractions, is that we fight them. We say, oh, shut up there, or stop that racket, or, you know, we get annoyed at the things that distract us. And the act of becoming annoyed at things actually just makes everything worse, because now you're reacting to distractions. So everything's getting amplified in your mind. So by fighting distractions, you're not actually overcoming them. You're just making them have more of an effect on you, right? So how do you stop distractions so that you can work, whether you're writing or doing anything else? And the key is to accept the distractions. Just accept what they are. The second you say, oh, there's noise going on up there, but it doesn't affect me, it no longer affects you and you no longer have to react to it, so you're no longer distracted. So, long story short, the next time you're writing or you're trying to do any kind of work and you're distracted by something, stop, mindfully observe what the distraction is, write just a couple of lines objectively about what the distraction is, and then go back to your work. I promise you, this is going to completely change the way that you react to the things that distract you when you're doing your work. And it's going to make you way more productive. So that is number 7. And number 8, this is a big one. This is a really, really big one. So, oh, and like Donald Trump, he's big, really, really big. Anyway, transcribe your own mind. Transcribe your own mind. Damn, that sounds like the most enlightening, insightful thing you could ever do. And it is. It is. So here's the deal. You're gonna, oh God, I'm going back into meditative voice. You're gonna sit and close your eyes. You don't have to have your hands like this in Anjali Mudra. That's not necessary. I just keep doing it habitually for no reason. Anyway, so you don't have to hold your hands like this, but I am. Close your eyes, focus on your mind, like you do in typical meditation. Focus on your breath, and then observe what happens in your mind. And whatever goes through your mind, your mission is to transcribe that precisely onto paper or onto your computer or whatever you're using to write. Now, when you do this, don't do it just mentally. Don't do it in, as writers, we love getting terribly poetic, right? We love to wax lyrical, to, quote Shakespeare, but don't do that. Just write objectively about whatever you're experiencing. So I'm closing my eyes right now, and then, oh, look at that. Because I'm a little bit greedy, I just thought about a donut. True story. So I'm just going to write, in the air apparently, picture of donut. Okay. So what you're doing, like in Vipassana, you're basically just writing whatever goes through your mind. And this trains your mind to see itself objectively, right? Too often we get sunk into the mind. We have a thought and we become consumed by that thought. But when we do this mindful writing activity, you step back and you say, oh, this is just a thought about this, or this is just a feeling of whatever. And you're just going to train your mind to objectively see what's going on inside itself. And that's going to make you less reactive. It's going to make you more peaceful inwardly because you're not responding to all this mental images and things like that. You're much more consciously aware and objective when dealing with your own mind. And it's going to make you a lot calmer. So those are 8 of my personal favorite mindful writing activities. I do one of these exercises every day, and they make my writing and my mind so much sharper and so much better. So that is my favorite mindful writing exercises. By the way, if you know any excellent mindful writing exercises, I would love to hear about them, and I'm sure everyone else would love to hear about them in a comment. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Paul from thedailymeditation.com. Remember to like, vote up, subscribe, and stay mindful. Thanks for watching.